hurt my foot. All right. So these are my favorite gels that I use. So this Chia Energy Uma. I got a bunch of different flavors in them. I love these. I love chia seeds. I used to just pour chia seeds in my water bottles and drink them. So lots of different flavors. So the light's kind of glaring on them, but those. And the company called Precision Fuel. Yeah. Precision Fuel. Those are my two favorite brands. Now, I do use in like races anything, but what I take to races is those. I'm trying to figure out what I got here. Well, this is my favorite bar, my favorite Cliff bar. The Cliff, the white chocolate macadamia nuts. I need to keep that out of there. It's going to go bad sitting in that bag. These are my favorite chewable electrolytes. Didn't ask for that, but salt stick. These are the different flavors I use in races. This is the bag. Feels like a 20-pound bag here. Bucket hats are the only hats Joe can wear. I know. Specifically for you, Joe, I've tried to find a good company for bucket hats. There's actually been some hats I wanted to send you, but I'm like, I don't know what will fit on that noggin. Uma's great. Yeah, and this is I have a whole bag of that stuff. I've had those companies send me stuff to purchase their stuff. So I was also a Fuel Goods ambassador. I've been there for a couple of years, and I get lots of stuff to try with them. They send me all kinds of stuff to try. So I'm constantly finding new things. They actually sent me one of these gels in that. Put that in the gel. This is something else I want to try a lot of. I have not tried these yet, and I think I mostly stayed away from them because I was getting every advertisement for this, the ketones. IQ. Another big thing I use in races is the pickle juice, which I also drink on the tables. Anytime they have pickle juice jars or pickles or shots, not just specifically these. These are like manufactured pickle juice. I love pickle juice. I drink it all races. 100 milers. This is the main form of salt intake. You just swallow Himalayan. And, I've never tried that. I do like pickle juice as my sodium intake. I did that when Joe in the chat here, Joe Kern, and I ran the Yeti last time. I think I spent the whole second half of the race, just every aid station I was chugging that stuff. My energy to go in races, my caffeine. I never did that until a 100 miler. Extra strength. Feels like something's... Why are things lubricated in this bag? Gross. It's like a film. I don't know if Vaseline has been stored in this bag before. Everything's a little lubed up in there. Tech for your needs. There is a name I have not seen in a long time. How are you, man? Long time. I guess we're friends, YouTube friends for a long, long time. Tarek says, you're 43, watching me for a while, gained 30 pounds, tried running recently, had some shin pain. What cross training for weight loss? Cross training for weight loss. So go back to running. If you're getting shin splints, obviously that's an imbalance in the muscles in the front and back of your lower leg. I would recommend lots of foam rolling and stretching, dynamic stretching after being warmed up. I haven't had shin splints in a long time. I would also look in new shoes. New shoes, go to a reputable running store and get fitted for shoes that are for you. And I think that should probably take care of it. It's a process. You got to kind of figure it out. but it does get better in the better shape that you're in. Hey, Mom's home. All right. And I bought this here recently. I'll show and tell this. Yes, sir, since your vlogging days. I thought about kind of doing that a little bit with this kind of this channel. This Ultra Aspire waist lamp. This thing is fantastic. The battery back. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. I'm probably gonna go on a night run here soon, just so I can film it and review this. Had that since the Devil Dog 100. I didn't get to use it, so there's that. Oh. So what else? What else we got going on? Sending a lot of this stuff I just showed you to my son at college. He has his first college baseball game tomorrow, so I'll be running out to go see that. Thanks for all the love there. What's my other channel? My other channel is this channel. The name changed. It used to be called the Shenanigans. Back in the day, this channel started as a running channel originally back in 2015, and then as we got a little further along, you know, at that my 5-year-old at that time fell in love with watching the Shaytards, and then we got into family vlogging things for a couple of years while I was still posting running content. It was mixed with like family vlogging content. Did that with all the playlists, live events for years. Went to like 7 or 8 of those from Florida to DC. Tons of fun. And then about 5 years ago, I completely did a rebrand of the channel and focused completely on kind of motivation and running and fitness, thus the name Motivation Theory Running. So that's what it is. There is no other channel now. Okay, Joe said, I like the waistband light. It takes some getting used to, but it's your prep. Yeah, I know. You're actually the one that opened me up to thinking about getting that. I think obviously I think it's always good to have a backup, so having a headlamp and the waist lamp, but the light on that is a 3D light, so it's supposed to be more natural to the shadows on uneven ground with rocks and roots and stuff like that, so you're supposed to be able to see it a little more naturally than a light that's going down. Good to have more light. I'm looking forward to actually trying it and doing the review. And I'm also looking forward to finally doing this Insta360 phone gimbal review if I could eventually get the product. What do you guys think about this vertical video stuff? So I've been on YouTube now for 10 years, and I've never been a TikTok or Instagram live person. So seeing this vertical is crazy to me. It's like you can't see my whole studio. Like all my videos are all this is always the landscape, not this vertical stuff. Any changing? So the question from Tarek says, asks, any change? So I don't have my glasses on, so I'm just winging it here. Any change in training with the cold weather? No, I don't think so. I mean, I have to wear more clothing. I have to prepare for it more. I've suffered through some very cold hands over through the winter when I forget my gloves. But now I'm getting better at packing, having gloves at work in my back. I have like a backpack that I carry. It's got running stuff. Every time I'm reviewing shoes, I put new shoes. I'll show you right here. This is kind of my running pack, and when I'm reviewing shoes and changing shoes for the day, I slide them in there. Right now I got the Mizuno Rider 27s that I'm kind of reviewing, so those are in there. Unprofessional ultramarathoner. So everything goes in there, and so as long as I have my gloves, I'm okay. Some days when it's getting down in like the low teens, I bring a leg layer, but no, not a whole lot. I don't want to do it as much if that's a change to training. The treadmill. I got to get a new treadmill. This thing's on its last leg, so I can still run on it, but I've been trying to run more outside in the snow. I've actually been running in snow, so a lot of the trails I'm running still are under 3 to 5 to 6 inches of snow, and it's frozen because it's been so cold, which cuts your ankles and stuff like that. It's not as fun. It's fun and it's not as fun. It's definitely a little more challenging, and we've been having some very, very frigid temperatures in Virginia. John said, vertical is weird, never experienced it. Not bad though. Yeah, it's kind of weird when you're holding, if you're on a phone, it's fine. So if you're watching this on a phone, I have my phone up right here. But like if you're watching on a computer or a laptop, it's kind of weird to me. Where did I get the hat? The unprofessional ultramarathoner? I don't remember. I really don't. I remember seeing it. Maybe I got it off the Yeti Trail Runner. I don't know, Joe. Maybe you remember what it's Yeti, the Yeti 100 site. So Yeti Trail Runners site. A lot of my hats I've gotten from there, but they're like limited. Sometimes they only open it up for finishers. But a lot of the stuff they have, they just constantly refresh. I think that's where I got it was, just go out and search for Yeti trail running, and you can probably find it. But maybe not find that hat. They have new versions of cool hats. What type of running vest y'all use? I don't know if you're using y'all. Let me show you. I don't have all of them. All right, so I have 4 vests. I have my original vest that if you go back close to 10 years on this channel, I've had this thing, I think, 9 years. This is the Ultimate Direction Scott Jerk 2.0. Arguably, to me, one of the best vests ever, and that's why I've had it for so long, and it's getting to the point where I wear it to races, and I feel like people look at me like I'm wearing, like, an ancient piece of history. Still has the hard bottles. I still use it, though. It's a great vest. And then I was like, well, I'll try another one, and I got this Ultra Spire. It's a smaller vest. I wouldn't say this is an ultramarathon vest. You can hold smaller flasks. This is a good trail running vest. I'm a little bit more, I think, husky. Husky might be the word. And so it doesn't fit as well. So you got to really check that, what vests. Like Joe can even probably put these vests on. If you're like a muscular, top-heavy, type person, you really got to search for vests. Usui vest. I like this one. I've run in it several times. Quality vest. I've helped that company do some videos on these vests, but they're a Swedish company. They have tons of different vests for biking, mountain biking, and all kinds of different sports. Very good. It's a 14 liter vest, so it can fit a good amount of stuff in the back here. Solomon vest. I do like this vest. I'm not a big fan of their bottles, but I do like this vest. Can hold a lot. It's probably another one that's probably 14 to 16 liter vest. Wait, it says right here. Maybe it's 15 liters. So, breathable, light, fits like a glove. Does for me. Josh says use the Exodus from Ultimate Direction. Yeah, see, when ultramarathons, if you watch my videos, I preach, making sure you test things and use things that work. So when I find something that works, even though I'm a person that has a channel like this where I review products and gear, I have a tendency to stick with what works. And so that's why I stuck with the original Scott Jurek 2.0 Ultimate Direction. Because the one thing I don't want to worry about when I'm out on the trails or in an ultra is something rubbing or not working. There's so many other things to worry about. You don't want to worry about gear. So I advise anybody who is, trying out gear, put it through its paces. I know eventually you got to kind of pull the trigger on something and just try it to see if it works. But, if you're trying it something shorter, like a half marathon trail race, and then 50K or something like that, and you don't have any issues, and you could probably bump up and try it in a longer race. But yeah, I mean, I've only ever tried 2 vests in an ultra. The rest I've never. Now I probably would try the Solomon. I think I would try this one in 100 without testing it. It just my first initial run it was pretty good. Joe uses the camel pack. Yeah, man, he yeah, if it works for you know what? It's if something works, it works. It doesn't make it stupid, doesn't make it bad. If it works, it works. The first time I ran a camel pack, Joe, I didn't have this stuff when I first got in trail running in like 2013. I wore my camel pack and it scarred me. It rubbed me right here, and I had a scar for like a year and a half on my neck. Didn't even know it until I got back. I went to take a shower, and it felt like my neck was on fire. Yeah, it's a nice vest. It's definitely a nice vest. U-Sweet vests are nice too. I would advise y'all to look at those. It's a very nice vest. Fits very good. And again, yeah, you got to try these things out. And it's nice to be able to go to a store and try these things on, I think, instead of ordering them and having to return them and stuff like that. That's kind of the hard part about buying that kind of stuff through online orders is you got to really try that stuff on. Their newer bottles. Who's Solomon? Yeah, so with U-Sweet, I went out and bought backup bottles. So in my running kits and stuff like that I take the races, I definitely buy extra of the soft flasks. I avoided soft flasks for most of my career. I use the hard bottles because I know they won't leak, they won't bust. I don't have any issues with that. But I don't trust these, especially when you're dealing with cold weather, and the way you have to manhandle some of these bottles in and out of the vests. I could definitely see them breaking, which would be irritating. And I've actually watched some videos from other ultra runners saying they sprung a leak or popped one of their bottles, and that would be terrible. I don't get guys that just use hand bottles. Funny thing is, in training, I use hand bottles. Let's see which ones I got. Where'd my bag go? Do I have it down here? Right. I have so much crap. But I use these. So I use the Nathan handheld bottles for years. If you watch my videos, if you go back in my videos for years, you'll see the versions of stuff that I wore. But originally I had the Nathan handhelds, the round bottle ones. Those are 10 years old, and I still use them. In training, I'll use these. It holds just about 20 ounces. Fits nicely. Thumb goes up in there like that. The only thing I don't like about these, and I have to review these too, is they're not round. So you have to squeeze them in a weird way. And so if I'm just hitting like this, there can be air. And see, these are the things you got to think about. Every time I'm at like this angle, I don't want to do this. I end up blowing air and having to swallow air and deal with that. With the other bottles, I didn't have to do that. It was a lot easier because of the angle. But you see that bottle's tilted like that? It's almost like the bottle needs to be down like that, but that's not the way this bottle goes. The bottle has a rubber thing that goes on the outside, so it's almost like the bottle needs to be... I know nobody cares, but this is stuff you got to think about if you're going to be ultra nerd. What's going on here? So if it goes on like this, people are viewing, they're like, what the hell is he doing? See. Right. Just do the same thing. I don't know. I think it's on right. Maybe I didn't have it on right. I don't know. So you want it to not have air in it. I just confused myself. Joe. Hey, Joe. Sorry, man. Night, getting up early to go get my long run in. Hit 25 people. Oh, 25 people on? Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? 27 now. Anyways, for training, these handheld bottles are really good. I like them. If you're somebody that needs to learn how to run in the vest, I definitely would, you know, get your vest, put it on and train in it some. But I like minimalism, and even on like super hot days, like where I live, I can go out and run 25 miles and just keep hitting some bathroom around athletic places and stuff and filling up one bottle. I don't like carrying the extra weight of bottles. So missing stuff in chat here. So Josh, don't knock the handhelds. Some of the guys I see in races, like in ultras, like they're like in just your regular, short shorts, no shirt, and like one running bottle. Like that's crazy to me. The first time I ran an ultra back in like 2014, the guy who was winning the race, it was Belmonte, and it was a double marathon. So it was a 50 something mile race. It was over 2 mountains and then back over 2. So I went over the first mountain, was going up the second mountain. So I wasn't even at the 26.2 mile point. The winner, the guy who was winning the race, was already coming back down. So he'd already done 1, 2, 3 mountain climbs, and he was coming down. He had a red, white, and blue bandana and like little just skivvy shorts, no shirt, and like one water bottle, just rolling. It's like we're not even the same species. I train a lot in the bottles, so even on this treadmill right here, just so you know, I would train just carrying weights. I know these are super cool colors, but I would train with the weights when I would run on the treadmill. So I train for this stuff. And back in the day, there, this treadmill used to face the wall. If you go back in these videos long enough, and I would just run with no music. So I trained for monotony, carrying nonsense, and these people are a special breed. Kevin says, yeah, they are, 100%. I don't think they slow you down. You get used to it. You definitely get used to it. I did. Yeah, I definitely carried weights to train for running with bottles. So I don't even think. So I'll run with 2 water bottles and not even think about it. I just don't think about it. They're just part of the kit. It's what you got to do. And there are days where it's hot enough. If I'm going out on the trails and I'm going to run like, say, 25 miles, I'll have the vest on, water bottles in the back of it, and the 2 handhelds, because I don't know when I'm going to pass water, because there is water points in the park, but sometimes they're going to be really few and far between. So how old was I when I started running consistently? So I've always been a runner. I ran through high school. I was an athlete. Gained weight through my 20s, used running to lose weight, to like get married and stuff like that. But I would never consider myself a runner. I ran track, did baseball, football. And then when I hit 30, I got tired of just kind of being overweight and stagnant and wanted to kind of do something. And I got into running, 5Ks and 10Ks. And when I first started running at 30, I couldn't run for 5 minutes. And then I got myself to that point. And then I started running, a mile, and then got to 3 miles or 5K, and then 10K. Which is 6.1, 6.2. And then I started doing half marathons and eventually got to marathons. And then I started running, and that was when I was 30, probably 37 or 38 was the first time I ran an ultra marathon. And now I'm 48. So I've been running ultra marathons for a little over 10 years now. That was the Cliff Notes version. And my whole channel is filled with my journey. I've had this channel for 10 years. So you can absolutely follow this the journey if you want. You can go back. I even did the weight loss journey. You can follow a whole playlist of all the videos from when I started running and then got out of it again and then got back in it again and went through it. And I've been running consistently now after the last comeback since 2020. Started end of 2019. So I've been running about 1,500 miles a year for the last 5 years. And I've done, I think, about 26, 27 ultra marathons, I think about 12 marathons, and a whole bunch of road races. And I became a certified ultra running coach in the midst of all of this. And I've been a certified ultra running coach for about 4 years. Josh wants to know how long after an ultra do I feel 100%? It depends on the intensity of the ultra and the distance, how much damage I took injury wise. So it's not just the soreness. It's like did the skin on the bottom of my feet come off? A couple years ago, that was the case, and yet I lost the pads of both my feet. So that took a little bit to come back. It's probably a couple weeks. It takes a lot. It's definitely decreased. Like, I can go run, like back when I started running marathons, I could run a marathon race and it would, I'd be beat up. I couldn't even walk the next day, but now I can run a 50 miler or a 100 miler. Those are lower intensities, and be running within a week. Not hard, but just, shakeout runs and stuff like that, get the juices moving again. So again, it's different for everybody, and again, it really depends on if it's a 100 miler or a 50 miler that's got 25,000 feet of climbing, you're going to feel it. You're just going to destroy different parts of your body, and if your toenails fall off, you got to deal with that. So it just depends on what type of recovery you're dealing with. Incredible. It is. It's amazing, and it's not lost on me how crazy some of this stuff sounds. I mean, to ultra runners, it's not. It's just par for the course. And again, there's levels to this, but I do remember what it was like back in the day. It was definitely. I could never have believed the stuff that I'm doing now back then. About how long did it take to get? So it wasn't like necessarily like a linear progression. Like I had to do those things. I found ultras by accident. When I was running road races, I never thought about running further. I'm actually more talented at running half marathons and 10Ks. I'm much faster. My 10K best time is 44 minutes. My half marathon was like an hour 44, which is not blazing, but I was definitely faster at those races. And then marathons, I was right around a 4-hour marathoner. I was just getting to the point where I was really figuring it out. And then I read Ultramarathon Man, the book by Dean Karnazes, and Born to Run. And I started reading about trail running and these ultra marathons and 100-mile races. And that was like 2013. And I was like, that's what I want to do. So it wasn't necessarily I had to have done those things. I know people that run 100-mile races, tons of 100-mile races, that have never run any other distance or any road races or a marathon or anything like that. So you don't necessarily, it's about building the base. You don't have to run half marathons. You can progress, and there's not any set time between having run that. But all I can say is you need to get time on your feet, and kind of build up that base so that, time on feet is super important. So I stand at a standing desk all day long. I try to get lots of steps, lots of time on my feet, because that's what you're going to be doing in ultras. When you get to like 50 miles and 100 miles or 100 Ks, there's going to be a lot more power hiking involved than just running. It doesn't progress the same unless you're an elite and you just run the whole time. There's going to be a lot of power hiking. What do I think? I still preach the 10% rule and increasing, and I press that. I preach that more for people who are new to running. People who have had some running can probably get away with a little bit more than that, but everyone's different. I can take off 2 weeks and then progress really quickly through that. I don't go 10%, but I definitely think people need to listen to their body and definitely not do too much too soon. Skirt that. Spending more time on your feet is definitely going to help. So standing as much as possible is definitely going to help you. And adding in run walking. If you're looking to get ultra marathons, I suggest that you do a lot of power hiking. There's nothing wrong with it, and extend the time on your feet. So I care more about training time on the feet. So I'd like to get 7 to 10 hours a week in when I'm at the height of training. And that's not all running. The 80-20 rule, where you're 80% of what you're doing should be at a zone 2 and 20% kind of more high intensity. I think you should, even, especially if you're brand new, be mixing a lot of run walk. And then, it definitely will help you skirt that if you're looking to skirt that. There's really no shortcuts, but that will help you get there. You could probably do more mileage if you're power hiking. So if you're going to go do, jump, 10 or 15 miles more than the previous week, I would definitely add in a lot more power hiking to recover. And that's one way. That's a hack, if you want to call it that. Because again, it's about time on your feet. You just started running after 10 years away. I've had some breaks, and it's tough, but it comes back pretty quickly. So good luck with that. And join this channel. Join us. I got tons of content for people who have fallen out of ultras or out of running and are coming back. All right, everybody. I've been on an hour, unplanned hour. I appreciate you all showing up. I'm gonna jump off here. If you are not subscribed, please do so. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, please do so. If you're looking to come back and to start running, you can join memberships on this channel, and I'm going to start doing live the first Sunday of every month for channel members, and we're going to talk all things gear, just kind of what we did tonight. You saw kind of a preview. We're going to be talking about training plans, gear, every question you want to have. We're going to be talking about that. So if you join any level of membership on this channel, you'll be able to join in there. Does rucking or weighted vests help hiking? I believe so, yes. But you also got to practice power hiking. It's like fast hiking. So when I'm talking about is walking where you think you probably look silly, but in a form, walking at like 12 and a half, 13-minute miles. That's power hiking. Yeah, I'll try to start planning these. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you'll get notifications. And again, if you want to join the channel for as little as 99 cents, and it has tiers going up, I'm going to be doing more intensive where I will be talking in a non-vertical way here, and you'll be able to get on and maybe even be able to join me on the live and have discussions and stuff like that. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And good luck out there if you're starting. Make sure to come back. We'll get it done. You'll get it done. Let's see if I know how to stop this. Good night, everybody.